said that the picture wasn't altered. At first they said it was altered, and then they said, no, it was a bug, it was a mistake.
Mark
so my
Zuckerberg,
point is these companies would not allow any information out about what happened.
So Mark Zuckerberg called me. First of all, he called me a few times. He called me after the event, and he said that was really amazing. It was very brave. And, and he actually announced he's not going to support a Democrat because he can't, because he respected me for what I did that day. I think what I did maybe was to me, it was a normal response. But I was called by Mark Zuckerberg yesterday, the day before, on this same subject. And he actually apologized. He said they made a mistake, et cetera, and they're correcting the mistake. Google, nobody called from Google. One of the things, like doing a show like yours, your show, you see it on Fox. But where you really see it is all over the place. They take clips of your show that you're doing right now with me. And if I do a good job, they're going to vote for me. They're going to vote for me because it's not just on Fox. It's on Fox is a smaller part of it. You're on all over those little beautiful cell phones. You're all over the place. You have a product. You have a great product. You have a great brand. So you have to get out. You have to get out. You have to do things like your show and other shows. And Google has been very bad. They've been very irresponsible. And I have a feeling that Google is going to be close to shut down because I don't think Congress is going to take it. I really don't think so. Google has to be careful. Now, I will say this. I believe Mark Zuckerberg. He called me a lot. They are working on, and I think they fixed it.
But what
and he's not doing what he did 4 years ago with the $500 million, I don't believe.
So, as you heard there, Mark Zuckerberg apparently has contacted Uncle Trump and apologized for censoring the photo. Now, there have been some questions amongst other companies, what's going on with them as well. But like I said, I expect this. This is what I expect. Like this should this should encourage you, right? The fact that we're seeing all of this stuff happening, right? Left, right, and center, should let you know that we're winning. And they're afraid. That's why they're doing all of this. Because think about it. If they had Trump right where they wanted him, they wouldn't have to do all of this. They could just sit back and just watch him fade away. Watch him get blown out in the election, right? But they know they're losing. So they have to try all of these different tactics all over the place. But I do think that's a little tidbit of good news, right? Mark Zuckerberg is on at least a neutral plane this time around, not leaning Democrat. But I mean, as a patriot, as somebody who loves America, how could you not get behind Trump? After a moment like that, where there's bullets flying, you've been hit, you don't know how bad you've been hit, you just know you're bleeding, right? You don't know if it's like in your brain or what, because your adrenaline is pumping. Anybody that's ever played sports knows, like, sometimes when you get hurt out there on the field or whatever it is that you're playing, like, you don't feel it right away because your adrenaline's pumping. Like, you just in the moment. You don't feel it. So you don't know if it's that type of situation. You don't know if they knocked off the gunman or what, but like your reaction, because that was a reaction. Like, your reaction is to stand up first off and say, hey, hold on, let me get my shoe. But like, no, I ain't running off. Give me my shoes, son. And then fight. And the American flag waving behind you and the crowd screaming USA. Oh man. How could you not love that kind of moment? How could you not? Because let me tell y'all something. If it was me, bro, I'm sprinting off that stage. I'm not going to fake tough. That's not what I'm going to do. Nope. I'm not going to fake like, oh, yeah, I would have had the same reaction as Trump. Nope. And like 99.99999% of people would not have that same reaction. Like, in the face of the fire, when being tested in the fire, like, you stood up, poked your head out, right? Threw the fist in the air. Like, that's courage. I don't care what anybody says. Like them, love them, or hate them. That's courage. Because a lot of these dudes, and some of y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of these folks out here, some of the ladies too, they talk a big game. Oh yeah, I'm about this, I'm about that, I'm about that action, blah, blah, blah. But when it actually comes down to getting busy, they tuck their tail between their legs and they get scared. A lot of us have seen them types of folks. Oh yeah, man, I'm tough, man. I'll beat your behind. A word, I'm gonna keep it PG. Oh man, blah, blah, blah. But when it actually came time to throw them hands, they got scared. And Trump, when bullets are, not fist, bullets, this man stood up and said, fight. Bro, come on now. How could you not support that? How could you not support that? Like, that's just crazy. But anyway, I also want to show you guys this clip of Elon Musk, which is also absolutely huge. Because obviously these guys are billionaires, Mark Zuckerberg and as well as Elon. Because Elon has recently put his support behind Uncle Trump. And shout out to Lex Friedman, because that's where this interview came from, Lex. So with that being said, check it out.
Since I am interviewing Donald Trump,
Cool.
you want to stop by?
Yeah, sure. I'll stop in.
There was tragically an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. After this, you tweeted that you endorse him. What's your philosophy behind that endorsement? What do you hope Donald Trump does for the future of this country and for the future of humanity?
Well, I think there's, people tend to take, like, say, an endorsement as, well, I agree with everything that person has ever done their entire life 100% wholeheartedly. And that's not going to be true of anyone. But we have to pick, we've got two choices really for who's president. And it's not just who's president, but the entire administrative structure changes over. And I thought Trump displayed courage under fire, objectively. He's just got shot. He's got blood streaming down his face, and he's like fist pumping, saying "fight." Like that's impressive. Like you can't feign bravery in a situation like that. Like most people would be ducking. They would not be, because it could be a second shooter. You don't know. The president of the United States got to represent the country, and they're representing you. They're representing everyone in America. Well, like you want someone who is strong and courageous to represent the country. That's not to say that he is without flaws. We all have flaws. But on balance, and certainly at the time, it was a choice of, Biden, poor guy, has trouble climbing a flight of stairs. And the other one's fist pumping after getting shot. This is no comparison. I mean, who do you want dealing with some of the toughest people and, other world leaders who are pretty tough themselves? And I'll tell you, like, what are the things that I think are important? I think we want a secure border. We don't have a secure border. We want safe and clean cities. I think we want to reduce the amount of spending that we're, at least slow down the spending. Because we're currently spending at a rate that is bankrupting the country. The interest payments on U.S. debt this year exceeded the entire Defense Department spending. If this continues, all of the federal government taxes will simply be paying the interest. And you keep going down that road, and you end up, in the tragic situation that Argentina had back in the day. Argentina used to be one of the most prosperous places in the world. And hopefully with Milei taking over, he can restore that. But it was an incredible fall from grace for Argentina to go from being one of the most prosperous places in the world to being very far from that. So I think we should not take American prosperity for granted. So we really want to, I think we've got to reduce the size of government, we've got to reduce the spending, and we've got to live within our means.
Absolutely agree, 1,000%. Do I agree with everything that Trump says or does? No. And I think anybody that says that they do is probably lying, right? You're never going to 100% agree with anything anybody says. Like, that's just, I don't know. Me personally, I just feel like that's crazy talk, right? But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't support him. Just because we disagree on a couple different things, like, doesn't mean I'm not going to support the guy, because that other person, I disagree with literally everything that they have to say. One, because it's basically all lies. And two, because even the stuff that isn't a lie, it's just terrible policies. Absolutely garbage policies. I don't remember where did I see this? I think I saw it in a video clip, but it was well said. It was well said. As a matter of fact, I probably should put it on a t-shirt. If you haven't checked out the new merch, definitely go and check it out. The link is in the description. But it said something along the lines of voting for Kamala is like taking a, SHIT in your pants, but changing your shirt. You're still in a shitty situation. And I was just like, bro, that is on point. Voting for Kamala right after these past 4 years of Kamala being in office as the vice president of the United States of America is like taking a poop in your pants, but then saying, you know what, I'm just going to change my shirt. Like, you're still in the same shitty situation. You still got poop in your pants, bro. All you did was just change your shirt. What is that going to do? That did absolutely nothing. Nothing. And bro, that perfectly describes voting for Kamala. Perfectly describes it. Perfectly. She's talking about all change and stuff. You're already in office, woman. Did you forget that? You're already there. It's not like you're some person that's off in the distance at home somewhere or something, campaigning. Like, you're the vice president. For goodness sake, if you were going to fix it, you already would have. You're already there. Why do I need to vote for you again in order to do the things that you already should have done? You already should have did it. You had the opportunity to and you didn't. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, but, hey, y'all let me know if I should put that on a t-shirt, because I'm definitely considering it. For sure. For sure, because, man, my goodness. Anyway, I just wanted to show y'all that quick video, of two absolute titans when it comes to finances. My goodness. Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, their combined net worth has to be something absolutely ridiculous. But, just Elon alone, because, obviously Elon is a very, very educated individual. I think we all should be grateful for someone like Elon. Not saying that he's God. Don't mince my words. I don't want anybody to twist my words, but I do think we should be grateful for somebody like Elon, because without him purchasing X, I feel pretty confident in saying that there would be no shot at Uncle Trump winning. Yeah. Absolutely no shot that Uncle Trump wins. For a multitude of reasons that maybe I'll talk about in another video, but I don't want to keep y'all here crazy long. But if Elon did not own X, there would be no shot that Trump wins. Absolutely zero. And I feel confident. I feel pretty darn confident saying that. Pretty darn confident. We'd be in a completely different type of situation right now without Elon owning X. One of the reasons is because it put a lot of pressure on other social media platforms to keep things a little somewhat open and not so restricted, right? Because then everybody leaves and goes to X, and they don't want that, right? It creates that layer of competition. So they have to be a little easy and a little careful on how they restrict certain things, because people could easily just go to X. But if we didn't have that, they wouldn't have that type of pressure. So just imagine what would be happening. Just saying. Something to think about. But as always, y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.